What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. Fusion/Link Festival has been finished, and doing part 2 of the deck profile, the archetype choice of Links. And with most votes, it is Charmers. Now, if anyone remembers the history of how I got into Master Duel when this whole entire new game first dropped, since its inception, Charmers was indeed that deck of choice as my go-to since Season 1. And now, throughout the whole entire course of the event, Charmers have returned for the deck profile for you guys. With that being said, let's get started. Asa, Hita, Area, Wind, Dark, and Lina, the 6 familiar possessed monsters, one of each of course, basic, and then the smaller animals, Nefarious Archfiend, Inari Fire, Gigabyte. All 3 of those animals are 1 each, and 3 Renryu. The smaller animals have the inherent special summon if you happen to control a spellcaster, and you can only control one of those names at a time, no more, no less. Now, Nefarious Archfiend. Once per turn during your opponent's end phase, if this card is in your graveyard, target one face-up monster you control, kill it, and if you do, special this card. Inari Fire. Once per turn during your next standby phase, after this face-up card on the field was killed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, special this card. And then both Gigabyte and Renryu, they both do the same in terms of destruction effects, which is get one monster that has 1500 attack, 200 defense from the deck that's not Gigabyte, while Renryu gets one from the graveyard, and both Gigabyte and Renryu destruction effects not once a turn. Awakening Reaper, aka Nefarious Archfiend. When it comes to the unique special summon of every Awakening of the Possessed monster, you can special it out from your hand or deck by sending one face-up spellcaster and one level 4 or lower Earth monster you control to the graveyard in terms of face-up targets. When summoned this way, does not target monster reborn, one level 4 or lower from your graveyard, but negate its effects from your graveyard specifically. And then, if this card is sent to the graveyard from the field, add one spiritual earth art or possessed spell trap from deck to hand. And then the other monsters, Pagratops. Funny enough, this card was indeed glued to my hand, but it did not come up on the field at all, only because the majority of those games where Pancratops was never seen as a free body. And then the only hand trap, Monster Hand Trap, 2 Drolling Lot Bird. It's a spellcaster, so that way you can just either link off into Artemis, or you can special summon the smaller animals whenever you have Drolling Lot Bird, in case if you don't see your familiar possessed, to get your engine rolling. And then spells, Raigeki, Feather Duster, Mind Control, Monster Reborn, Change of Heart, Triple Tactics Talent, Ready Fusion, for the sake of Musician King, Grand Spiritual Art Ichirin. Now, when it comes to Ichirin, the first monster effect that your opponent attempts to resolve, if you happen to control a spellcaster with 1500 defense, the monster effect ends up negated, and then during your main phase, reveal one spellcaster, add one monster with the same attribute but with 1500 attack, 200 defense, and then shuffle that reveal card back to the deck. So generally the idea is reveal Earth for Nefarious, Fire for Inari, reveal Area for Gigabyte, and then you can reveal either Win or Droll for Ranryu. And then that effect is once. Awakening of the Possessed, the power source of the deck. Monsters you control gain 300 attack for each different attribute you control. Charmer and Familiar Possessed monsters you control cannot be killed by card effects. And then if a spellcaster monsters, more than one, with 1850 original attack is no more special, draw one card, mandatory effect. One Fairy Tale Tales. Reveal one spellcaster in your hand with 1850 attack and a different name than the monsters you control. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon set that monster. Hard once on the additional summon. And then the first time you take battle or effect damage each turn while you control a spellcaster monster with 1850 original attack, you take no damage. 2 Forbidden Chalice. 3 Spirit Charmers. If this card resolves, you literally win. Discard one card, take 2 cards from deck with different names from each other in any combinations that are Charmer, Familiar Possessed monsters, and or Possessed spell traps. The first target goes to your hand, and the second target gets set. Hard once on Spirit Charmers. Traps. Breakthrough Skill. The fascination of Royal Breakthrough Skill, by the way. So, random fun fact about this Breakthrough Skill. I believe this was the either first or second Royal Rare in Master Duel history that I have in the possession at the time recording that this happens from a long time ago. So, Breakthrough Skill, absolutely insane. 2 evenly matched, 3 infinite impermanents, 3 possessed partnerships. When it comes to possessed partnerships, 1 effect per turn and only once that turn. You either banish this from graveyard, target 1 possessed continuous spell trap in your graveyard, place it back to your field face up, or upon being set, then flip face up. In terms of activation, special 1 spellcaster with 1500 defense from hand or graveyard in attack position or face down defense. Then, if you control 2 or more monsters within different attributes, does not target destroy 1 face up card anywhere on the field. Unpossessed. Charmer monsters you control cannot be killed by battle. If a Familiar Possessed monster you control attacks an opponent's monster, extra 800 attack during damage calculation. And then if a monster's, more than one, you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is already face up in your spell trap zone, special 1 spellcaster monster with 1500 defense from the different attribute than the destroyed ones in either face up attack or face down defense. That effect of unpossessed once per turn. Extra deck. Musician King, Ready Fusion of course. Artemis. The majority of the FP monsters, Droll included, are meant for first turn setup with Artemis and the trap card of possessed partnerships. Like, if you see any of the FPs that's not Lina and the Droll, this turns into Artemis and have the trap. This is literally 100% guaranteed free destruction of a face-up card. And then Decode Talker. This was made once or twice throughout the whole entire event. And then the card definitely does come out to get over some things to some degree. Heatleo, I almost thought about playing more removal cards, except the fact that I was actually playing Hitas. So I thought to myself, why not fit in Heat Leo to, instead of destroying stuff, we're going to spin back the spells and traps back to the deck. Spin back one of them. And I was rewarded. Haha. And then Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax, Unchained Abomination, Axis Code Talker, Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. All of them have their own usages of the unique effects to some degree. And then the star attraction of the extra deck. Selene, Spellcaster 1850, synergy with the Awakening of the Possessed spell. And then your 6 Charmer Links, shouldn't need to say anything about it. Hita, Wind, Asa, Area, Lina, Dark. And with that being said, this is James Polk on this unique Link deck profile of Charmers, with a little help of the Ready feature, of course. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and if you haven't already, smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated, and we'll catch you guys next time.